Welcome to the Buddhist Boot Camp podcast. Our intention is to awaken, enlighten, enrich, and inspire a simple and uncomplicated life. Discover the benefits of mindful living with your host, Timber Hawkeye.
When I first founded Buddhist Boot Camp more than a decade ago, readers drawn to the blissful serenity exuded by practitioners of Eastern philosophy wanted to prioritize kindness, gratitude, and empathy over judgment, conflict, and cynicism. People all over the world were willing to sacrifice familiar old habits that they realized were detrimental to their inner peace and replace them with new behavior that is more conducive to personal growth, equanimity, and tranquility. Recently, however, something has shifted. The general public seems more committed to being right, confrontational, and argumentative than they are to being kind, peaceful, or calm. To add insult to injury, every media outlet fueling the fire gets more traction than any attempt to put out the flames. Even my last few messages, encouraging us to be twice as understanding, gentle, and patient with one another, especially during troubled times, has backfired and sparked harsh criticisms from so many people withdrawing their support and angrily protesting that this is not the time for peace. So I don't know what to do. 20 years ago, when I was determined to get myself out of debt, I knew exactly what to do. I ate instant noodles almost exclusively until the credit cards were paid off. It was a classic case of desperate times call for desperate measures. So I temporarily put aside what I knew was best for my health in order to address a more immediate cause. With everything that's going on in the world and people telling me that peace is not the answer, is this another case of desperate times calling for desperate measures? Do we, the people, need to briefly forego compassion in order to temporarily be more outspoken and aggressive for the greater good? Do we need to put peacefulness on the back burner in order to make a meaningful impact? Is it really ever okay to put peacefulness on the back burner? We are taught to do no harm or less harm, but when I took an honest pause to question whether peacefulness is truly always the answer, I realized David didn't beat Goliath through meditation, but I am not a fighter because I don't believe hostility is ever the solution. At the same time, I don't want to be complicit in the face of injustice. Are those really the only two options? For more than 10 years, I have been gently offering loving kindness on a monthly basis through my blog, which turns into these podcast episodes, in order to get us through whatever life throws our way, from internal conflict to a global pandemic. But this month, rather than being the one offering perspective, I needed input from all of you readers and listeners instead. It became immediately clear that simply saying, "I don't know what to do in this climate," was exactly what many people needed to hear, instead of me being yet another voice adding to the noise in the arena. And that was a relief because I felt so much pressure to need to always know what to say, but sometimes I don't. And then, as the conversation beautifully unfolded like a flower blooming in the light, what I got from our in-person meetings and from the online group discussion that I host every month, which, by the way, everyone who is a monthly supporter gets an invitation to join, is that while we are all here to care for one another, we do not all have the same roles. Here's what I mean. If life was a hospital and we are all caregivers, we can't all run around the intensive care unit. Some of us are needed to quietly sit and hold hands with the patients in hospice. The person meditating for peace and equality at home isn't less important than the one protesting in front of City Hall. And there is a lot in between, too. We also need surgeons, physical therapists, nutritionists, chiropractors, and a wide variety of other healing modalities. We can't all be in the emergency room. So don't feel like you are not doing enough if you aren't on the front burner. More importantly, don't judge anyone on the back burner for not coming forward. We need and have enough people in various roles. Just because someone isn't treating broken bones or gushing wounds doesn't mean they aren't an important part of someone's healing process. Engaged Buddhism takes many forms, but it is never violent. So no, I won't stop talking about the importance of being peaceful. And if that means cancel culture will crucify me, let them. I would rather stay true to my core values and stand with the few than fan the flames of rage in order to be liked by the many. My invitation for you is the same. If you feel called to be in the front lines, go to the front lines. Do what feels right for you until it doesn't, or you get tired and need a break, and then take a break. I will still be rowing the boat from one shore to the other for those who are patient enough with that mode of transport. I acknowledge that it lacks the sense of urgency many people think is necessary right now, but I will not start running because rushing anything has never produced the positive results that patience and resilience have for me. The peaceful journey is not for everyone, but I'm less concerned with being everyone's cup of tea or with the quantity of people in my boat as we make our way across the turbulent waters than I am with ensuring a safe journey for the few who are on board. I will stick to the ancient teachings of nonviolence, trust, and faith, and I hope you choose to stick with me. Because as I often say, you cannot calm the storm, so stop trying. What you can do is calm yourself. The storm will pass. I hope to see you at our next monthly discussion, whether in person or online. And remember that who we are is not determined by how we behave when things are easy. It's how we show up when life gets rough. Patience is not about how long you can wait. It's about how well you behave while you're waiting. Namaste.
Timber Hawkeye is the best-selling author of Buddhist Boot Camp, Faithfully Religionless, and The Opposite of Namaste. For additional information, please visit BuddhistBootCamp.com, where you can order autographed books to support the Prison Library Project, watch Timber's inspiring TED Talk, and join our monthly mailing list. We hope you have enjoyed this episode and invite you to subscribe for more thought-provoking discussions. Thank you for being a soldier of peace in the army of love.